All right, so tell me a little bit about the training camp leading up to the fight and how you felt coming into the fight physically, mentally, and then tell me a little bit about the fight itself.
Okay, so going into this fight, I was incredibly nervous. This was not my first fight, this is my third fight. I did 2 fights last February when I was training at my previous MMA gym. And the first one went very smoothly. I took the guy down, tapped him out in like under a minute, something like that. Second one went very smoothly for my opponent. Unfortunately, I got hit with a big overhand left right at the beginning of the bout and ended up getting ground and pounded pretty badly. I don't know if it's visible on the camera here, but my nose kind of goes off to one side, and I've got some scars underneath my eyebrow, all thanks to one very, very hard-hitting young gentleman. So that was a bit of an intimidating experience, and that coupled with like some schedule changes kind of kept me from fighting again for a long time. So I was very nervous going into this fight. I really didn't want to wake up in another pool of my own blood. It's like a once-per-lifetime thing for me. And then that nervousness lasted right up until the second the bell rang. And, you know, sitting in the corner, you know, getting myself psyched up, trying to keep myself calmed down at the same time, and the bell rings, and like you get in, you know, you start, you know, exchanging blows, start clinching out. I'm like, oh, I'm fighting. This is the thing that I was so nervous about. I'm doing it now, and oh, okay, I'm actually pretty relaxed. It's funny how that goes. And then the fight itself went very smoothly for me. My training paid off immensely. You know, I've been working my knees from the clinch a lot in the fight camp, much to the chagrin of some of my training partners, and ended up landing, I think, 5 or 6 solid knees, most of them to the head, which, from what I understand, didn't feel that great for my opponent. I also caught him with one low blow, which I felt bad about, but it's, you know, unfortunate part of the game. Didn't mean it, sorry. And then, so, you know, once I'd started landing those knees, you know, because I was really just worried about getting caught with a big, you know, overhand swing. So once I was in the clinch, I was really comfortable. And then the second time we clinched up, I hit what was probably one of the most beautiful throws of my life. And, you know, full on, over the shoulder, Ippon Seiyue Nage, and, you know, it's just like, you know, heard him hit the ground. I didn't really think it was going to work going into that technique. It's like, oh, I'm in the position, might as well give it a shot. And then I was like looking down at this guy on the floor behind my feet. I was like, oh, that was really cool. I think I've got this one. And so, you know, I ended up taking his back and getting a back triangle armbar, funky submission, which is something that I'd been working on previously, like just the week leading up to it. It's like, hey coach, can we work on triangles from the back? And so yeah, so everything that I had been working on in my training really did come to play in the fight, and it went a lot more easily than I was expecting it to. And I think a lot of that is just because I was training so hard. And, you know, coming in here every day, you know, riding my bike to and from the gym, so doing an extra 10 miles of cycling on top of every training session, and just, you know, I remember having in some of those gauntlets that feeling where every single shot was, you know, putting me on the floor and, you know, trying to struggle back up to my feet while I'm still getting punched in the head, and, you know, getting to that point of exhaustion where the effort of checking a leg kick hurts more than eating the kick, and so you just stop blocking things. And that zone is a very difficult zone to get into. It's not terribly pleasant, but it produces, you know, it toughens you up and it makes you, I feel like, a better fighter. So I was able to be in that zone a lot in this fight camp.
Cool.
So, yeah.
All right.